Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, and a hey now, and a hey now, and a hey now. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Line Talk 995. Talk995.com. Andrew McLean, who.com. Sorry, I'm in the middle of some things. Thank you for being here. As always, Carrie in the house. Carrie, what's up, buddy?
What's happening today?
Man, just chilling and hanging out. Weekend is here.
Yes.
That's good.
And it's not quite as cold as it's been.
It's not. By the way, we got a little switcheroo coming up on Monday. You're going to have to get up bright and early.
Yeah, they keep on talking me into that, and I don't know how. It seems like a good idea when I say yes, and then I get up Monday morning and go, why did I say yes?
You like to have the rest of your day. Though,
Yeah, man, that's the great thing about it.
which is you know, I mean, I don't know that I would personally like that trade-off, but I could see the benefit.
If you can get through the first 15 minutes of waking up that early, it's you're good to go.
Yeah. But then, well, I guess it's not bad for you because you don't have to do it the following day normally.
No.
Because my thought is I wouldn't want to have to do that on a regular basis because that means you got to go to bed early.
Well, I did it for 5 years.
And so where, yeah, you get a large part of your day, but you kind of lose your night.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that bad.
When you were doing it for years, who were you doing it for?
The round, no, good Lord, opening drive.
Opening Drive on Jocks.
Opening drive.
Did you have fun doing that show?
I did, man. It was a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
That was Al Del Greco.
It was Jay Barker, Al Del Greco, and Tony Curry.
Yeah.
The opening drive.
You were pretty close with those guys?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Like, y'all do stuff outside of the station?
We actually did.
Really?
Believe
Play
it or
golf and stuff like that?
Actually, yeah, we did. It was good times.
Ah, interesting.
It's good times.
Well, it sounds fun.
It was.
I don't do stuff outside of work with people I work with.
Well, I've seen the people you work with. I don't blame you.
Yeah. It's just not something I do, you know? And it's really
you keep
not
your
been.
work life and your family life separate.
It's not something I've really ever done. I don't think I've ever had a job where I was like hanging out
Well,
with people in the backside.
that may be more reflection on you than the other people.
You think so?
Maybe.
When I was in my last station, you know, my producer was Jessica, and we had a really good thing going. But if there was anything to be done outside of work hours, she was a no-go. She is absolutely not going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get her back on the podcast too, and it's like pulling teeth, man.
I wonder why.
I don't know. She's busy. She's got a lot of stuff going on, but you know, she's awesome. We had a great time together. We had a killer show. Unfortunately, nobody listened to it because we were competing with 99.5.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Especially when they put us in the afternoon. So like, you're going to be the afternoon show, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, you have some competition in the afternoons in Birmingham.
Yeah, we went head to head against Leland and got obliterated.
Well,
Which, you know, I mean, there was part of that. Like, we just had no sway over Birmingham whatsoever. Again, good show. I thought it was really good content. But the problem is that, one, it's Leland.
right.
But two, our tower for that station was located in Coleman. So the signal went from, like, the Tennessee state line down to about Southside.
Right.
And, you know, you just had to rely on North Alabama to be your audience. And you can imagine, like in the radio business, your salespeople trying to pitch ads to, you know, they don't want to drive to North Alabama every day to look for businesses.
I know some
that was your
salespeople
only
who wouldn't drive down the street. What are you talking about?
There's that, like, but they didn't have a choice. Like, there just wasn't people, you know, in Birmingham. You're like, hey, what about the line with Andrew and Jessica? And they're like, What is that?
Yeah.
They even this was the craziest thing. So they put us on a billboard one time.
You got a billboard.
I got a billboard.
Man, that's
They put us on a billboard at the 119 exit in Pelham, going south on the southbound side.
so when you turn around and come back home and you get past Birmingham city limits, you can pick us up.
Like, by the time you saw the billboard, the station was already going out. And if you saw the billboard, it was because you were traveling south away from the signal.
Yeah, that was not a good placement and money spent on advertising.
Oh, it was such a. I mean, it was cool to be on a billboard, but it was kind of like, what was the point in that?
Yeah.
You know, and that was kind of before everybody was really promoting their streaming services.
Right.
I don't even think they put like the website on there or anything. It was just like, listen to, yada, 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 10 to, I started off 9 to 11, and then I think I moved to 9 to 12. Was it 9 to 12? I don't remember. I was in the middays, and then that's what it was. Then they moved us to like 12 to 3. I think 12 to 3 or 1 to 3. Because they were simulcasting Dave Ramsey during that time.
Dave Ramsey.
And they said, you know what? We're going to pull the plug on Dave Ramsey. Their thought process was, well, the Dave Ramsey people, like the audience, when you'd watch the audience, there would be a dedicated audience for the local programming. And then once Dave Ramsey started, that audience would leave and a whole new audience would come in. And then once Ramsey was over, that audience leaves and then the other people come back in. They're like, well, we just want to do local programming across the board. And so they pull the plug on Dave and put us in that slot. And for 3 days, it was calls from Dave Ramsey people just wearing us out.
Man.
They're like, how could you get Dave Ramsey fired? I'm like, I don't even know Dave Ramsey. It's not our fault. They were mad, dude. Those Dave Ramsey people, they're savage.
Well, your wife is a big Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, she was pissed off about it too.
I bet she was. But you slept on the couch.
Well, we didn't know each other at that point. I don't think.
Well,
I think this was before we met, but she was definitely pissed about it.
Well, I'm glad she didn't find out you were the one that got him fired, or she never dumped your ass.
Yeah, no. She views Dave Ramsey as kind of a father figure for her because she's followed him for that long. He's kind of been like a second dad.
Don't spend money. Don't use your credit card.
We don't take a whole lot of his advice, but
yeah, well.
We tried to. She's done actually in the past before she met me. I think she did a lot better with money. And now it's like we can't even go to the store. We can't even go to Costco together without dropping $300.
What about coupons, man? You can get some coupons.
I know. I ain't doing coupons,
get a coupon notebook and go to the register.
No. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, coupons are a little bit overrated.
I can't stand being behind somebody with a bunch of damn coupons.
No,
it's like, please.
It's happened to me, and I was not happy about it.
There should be a dedicated coupon line.
I think they have those at some places that offer double coupon days, and
yeah, you have one register that's only for coupon people. And hey, listen, you can open it to everybody, but make people aware that if you go in this line, you might get behind a coupon person, so you can go somewhere else if that's a problem. But you can't just mix them in with society. It's not right.
I guess coupons are still a big thing, right? I guess people still collect them and use them, and
yeah, but a lot of them are digital now.
Well, yeah.
You go in, you scan your phone.
That's a lot easier.
Yeah, but it's too much. I don't have time for that. I don't think anybody has time.
I don't think I've ever used a coupon at a grocery store. I don't. I mean, I know I've never cut one out and taken it.
Save 5 cents on your can of cat food.
Right. Oh, 5 cents.
Now, if you're going in there and you're buying, hundreds of dollars worth of groceries, then maybe that adds up. But I get to the end and I'm like, I'd save $10 if I do this. I'm willing to pay $10 for the convenience of not having to go through that process.
Well, if you ever seen those shows, the people that use the coupons, it's not like they're using it because they have a tight budget. They use it to stockpile all this crap in one of their cupboards and their garages, and you have all this stuff they'll never use because it's but they just It's like bragging rights. I've got 200 tubes of toothpaste, and it only cost me $16. Good.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, some of that's over the top.
It's just,
We don't really buy anything in bulk with the exception of 3 items.
let me guess. Water,
Yes.
bacon.
No.
No.
No, because I just buy my bacon weekly, and I remember I had to cut back.
Oh, that's right.
But I was buying 5-pound packs of bacon at one time.
That's a lot of bacon.
Okay, so start over. We'll let you have a mulligan.
Okay. Water.
Okay.
Oh man, that's.
Come on, this should be easy. It's not even a me thing. It's like everybody uses this.
Water. I give up.
Toilet paper.
Oh yeah, toilet paper. Yeah.
And
paper towels.
Paper towels.
Yeah,
That's the 3 things.
I do energy drinks, 5-hour energy, toilet paper, paper towels. That's it.
You buy Red Bull in bulk?
Yeah.
Like how many at a time?
I mean, I think they come in 48 packs.
You buy 48 Red Bulls at a time?
Yeah. Because I get 2. So
what size?
There's 24 packs, so I always get two.
Okay.
I think they're the 8-ounce. Hold on, let's see. 12 fluid ounces.
Okay.
So you buy 2 cases, and it's $80-something.
And how long does that last?
A couple of days. I mean, it lasts a pretty good while. 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah.
But it's a lot cheaper than.
And what was the other thing?
5-hour
energy drink. How many of those do you buy at a time?
2 boxes, and there's 48 in those. That's where I got the 48 from.
Good. Well, that's big boxes of them.
Well, but one a day. I mean,
is that so? Yeah, you do a Red Bull and a half a day, and a 5-hour energy a day.
Correct.
Your heart's gonna explode, dude.
No, it's not that much caffeine. 300 milligrams.
I think you got too much going on. You probably need to just.
No.
You got nicotine. You got caffeine.
Yeah.
You probably do some extracurricular activity.
Perfect combination.
You're topping it off with whiskey at night.
Maybe sometimes. Who knows?
I think you just need to stick with nicotine and whiskey.
Well, I mean, I could.
And that's it.
I would be very tired, but I could do it. I'd be very tired.
Nah, you'd be all right. You can find some things to do a pick me up. Have you ever bought? I noticed they have 5-hour energies in the Cumulus Cafe. Do you ever buy those?
Yeah, very rarely because they're
in
like
case you like your
$5 for one.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, golly.
But is it worth it?
I'm assuming it is.
Is it that important?
I'm telling myself that it is worth it.
Yeah.
So I can justify spending up close to $5 for a shot of vitamin B and caffeine.
Uh-huh.
And if I don't have it, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Interesting. I've never been into big into energy drinks. I mean, there was at one time I was drinking some Monsters. They had the Monster imported version. It was still the black and green one, but it was imported, and it had this cool little twist top on the top that you turn.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
And I liked those, but this is back in my 20s. I didn't drink them for very long. One, because they're expensive, but 2, it's not really my thing. I'm not really a fan of energy drinks.
Well, you don't have to be.
I made the mistake of drinking an energy drink right before my first Newsmax hit, and I was shaking. And I was like, my hands were shaking. I was like, oh, that was the worst friggin' idea, bro.
No.
That was the worst idea. It went okay, though. I guess it went okay. They never invited me back.
That guy was shaking too much. We can't call it.
Yeah. He's coming down off of his crack addiction.
What are they doing in Alabama? I told you not to get that guy.
205-545-9950. All right, so I need to talk about Trump RX. I'll do that when we get back. 205-545-9950. More of the line next. All right, looking at the text line. Patrick says, hell, I always listen to Tide McLean and Jessica and loved listening to Michael. He's talking about our boy Michael Hart, who used to be, I don't know, he used to come on the weekend show with Jim Butters there for a while. He's with Ox Foundation. Michael Hart's a good dude. He's a good dude. I ran into him not long ago. It was a few months ago at the grocery store. Good dude, man. Always loved Michael Hart. Trucker Bobby's guess was water, toilet paper, and paper towels. Trucker Bobby hit it on the head. I guess he guessed that before you did. Leslie said, get the Costco shepherd's pie. It's seasonal, so it's not there year-round.
Gross.
You don't like shepherd's pie?
I don't think I like it from Costco, but I could be wrong, I guess.
Now, listen, the pre-prepared meals that Costco has are absolute bangers. I don't like buying.
You shouldn't name anything pie if it's not sweet.
Well,
that's just a rule that I stick
it's
by.
like a chicken pot pie.
It's terrible.
You don't like chicken pot pie?
If it's just
I'm not a fan of it either.
I like it until you put the pie on the end, and it's like gross.
Well, just call it Shepherd's. If it's called Shepherd's, would you eat it?
Yeah, sounds good.
It's good. It's not, what about pizza? People call pizza pies all the time.
But nobody says pizza pie. They say pizza.
No, they call
Let's go get some pizza pie. Nobody
people,
says that. Nobody says pizza pie.
Most pizza places call them pies.
What place calls them pies?
All pizza places, like outside of Domino's.
What the pizza pie you want today?
Outside of Domino's and Pizza Hut and stuff, like these other pizza places, they call them pies. They'll call it. They say pies on the menu.
Well, they don't come say, what kind of pizza pie you want today?
They don't say pizza pie. They say pie. They just say pie.
I'm like, I don't want pie. I want pizza. What kind of place is this? It's false advertising.
Walter says cancer threat for Carrie. That's morbid.
Well, I mean.
Caleb says, damn, Carrie is a walking heart attack. I drink 2 12-ounce Red Bulls a day, and my doctor is losing his mind about it.
To each his own. I mean, I'm not shooting it up. I'm just drinking it.
David says, hey, Andy, you going to the Stallions Fan Fest tomorrow? I don't think so. But where's it at? The Boomer probably called us and told us where it was at. Was it? Yeah.
I think it's at the stadium, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
He said A.J. McCarron was supposed to be at some sort of bingo hall or
bingo hall.
Nah, I don't know what it was. He said it was going to be somewhere. He was at some place.
I think it's on
doing a meet and greet.
I think it's at the Old Wendy's is now.
That's what it was.
Churches, not churches, but
Old
Kraft
Wendy's
chicken place. I think
Old Wendy's in Mountain Brook,
right off 280.
And then he was going to be somewhere tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, somewhere tomorrow too, but I don't remember.
I wonder if AJ's bringing his wife.
You like his wife?
I think she's pretty. Yeah.
Do you?
Have you seen her?
I don't think so.
Well,
what's her name?
Miss McCarron.
You don't know her name. You're in love with her, and you don't even know her name.
I didn't say I was in love with her. I just said she was pretty.
A.J. McCarron.
I cannot believe you don't know who his wife is.
I don't pay attention. Let's see.
You'll start once you see her.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember her. Catherine Webb. That's the one he was dating when he was in Alabama.
Correct.
Yeah, she was the supermodel.
They showed her on the screen during the national championship game, and Brent Musburger said, "If kids, you want to be a quarterback?"
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said that."
Well,
So
people
stupid.
felt like it was kind of creepy.
I thought it was funny. Most people thought it was funny.
What's her net worth, you think?
I have no idea.
Catherine Webb McCarron has a net worth estimated in the range of $1 million to $5 million, derived from her success as her successful career as a model, television personality, and former Miss Alabama. Following her rise to fame during the 2013 BCS National Championship, she appeared in the 2013 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
So that's why I asked.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know you were in love with her. So I just
Never
had to
said
look
I was
her
in
up.
love with her. She is just a pretty lady.
She's a pretty lady. Listen, your wife doesn't listen to this show. You can just
My
say
wife's
it.
a pretty lady too. My wife thinks she's pretty. What are you talking about?
Well, I know, but she probably doesn't want you saying other girls are pretty.
As long as I don't know them, yeah, she's fine. As long as she knows there's no chance in hell, she doesn't care.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Just kind of laughs like, "Yeah, good luck, old man."
Good luck, old man. There's even a restaurant called Pies and Pints downtown, a pizza place. They even named it Pies.
Okay.
Go tell them that you can't call a pizza a pie.
I will. I will go down there this afternoon and protest. I won't protest no pies in the sign and no ice in the drinks. No ice.
No ice, no pies. Yeah, you gotta there signs no pies in Birmingham. Or we could send you to ice protest, and instead of you doing no ice, put no pies, and just see what they say.
Like, well, sounds good. Yeah, no
Just-
pies. Yeah, what he said.
Just start getting the whole crowd to chant. Oh, good stuff. Oh, did I tell you I was going to talk about Trump or X? Yes. That's still a thing. That was announced last night by Donald Trump and Dr. Oz. I'll give you the details on what that is when we get back. Everybody started texting me pictures of AJ McCarron's wife. So my wife's going to be like, well, you got all these pictures of these half-naked girls on
I
your
don't
phone.
know.
I don't know. Somebody else did it. Sure. Let me see that browser history of yours. No, she wouldn't do that. I mean, she would find it odd if she looked over and I was scrolling through pictures of Catherine Webb, but
She'd be the same as my wife. Good luck.
good luck, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cute.
that's so cute. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, I want to remind y'all about something. My boy Evan had told me about this, and I told him I'd give him a shout out to let everybody know what exactly is happening. But they have over at the American Legion in Leeds tomorrow night. They've got a party going down, and it's gonna be let me look right here. I gotta get the info for it. Where are we at? They're having a birthday party for Nathan. They're gonna have Nathan Combs. I guess his 40th birthday party. They're gonna have live music, good food, good beer, everything else. Man, it's gonna be a party, and everybody's invited. Listen, you don't get just invites for the general public to come hang out at somebody's birthday party, but this is your chance. If you need something to do tomorrow night, American Legion down in Leeds, they're going to be hanging out and drinking and listening to music and having a good time. So y'all make sure to remember that as you make your plans for Saturday. Cheers and beers to 40 years is what they're calling it. Starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow. American Legion Post 107. And happy birthday to Nathan. The band that's playing is Final Transmission. They do apparently they do classic rock, alternative rock, a country mix. They do a lot of different things. So good times, man. I'm always here to tell y'all where the party at, and that's where it's at. So y'all hook that up. Let me give you a little fact sheet, little factorooski here about Trump RX. You heard about it. And yesterday, we talked about it on the show about how they were going to make an announcement last night at 6, which they did. Trump came out with Dr. Oz, and they unveiled the new website, TrumpRx.gov. And what TrumpRx.gov is, it's going to be a place to buy your drugs and get them at an extremely lower rate. Not on all drugs, but on particular drugs based on the most favored nations policy. If you recall, most favored nations is basically a deal cut with pharmaceutical companies to say, hey, instead of other countries paying pennies on the dollar for your drugs and us paying exorbitant amounts, how about we pay pennies on the dollar and they pay exorbitant amounts? That's essentially what happened here. And the pharmaceutical companies went for it. Believe it or not, somebody in the White House actually said, I'm actually going to lower healthcare costs. I'm actually going to lower drug prices. How many times have you heard that in your life? How many times have you heard politicians talk about lowering healthcare costs? And it never happens. It finally happened. Today, President Donald Trump, well, this is yesterday, announced the launch of TrumpRx.gov. Through the website, patients will be able to access large discounts on many of the most popular high-priced medicines in the country, paying prices in line with the lowest paid by other developed nations. Today's launch features drugs made by the first 5 manufacturers to reach most favored nation pricing deals with the Trump administration: AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, EMD Serono, Novo Nordisk, and Pfizer. Additional drugs from other companies that have signed with most favored nation pricing deals will be made available through TrumpRx.gov in the coming months. The website provides patients with access to a world-class experience for accessing deep discounts on the medicines they need Depending on the manufacturer of a given drug, patients with valid prescriptions will be able to access savings through user-friendly coupons that can be printed or downloaded onto their phones or through channels set up by the manufacturer and integrated into TrumpRx.gov. So essentially what you have, and I think this idea almost comes from what's the one website, Gary, that you use? Is it goodrx.com?
That's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple, and you can because sometimes you'll go to the pharmacy, and your medicine will be $100, and they're like, "Well, we know you don't want to pay $100 for this. Download this app and go to this website," and then they have you look it up, and next thing you know, you got a barcode that cuts the medicine by like $75 or whatever. That's essentially what TrumpRx.gov is going to do for people, which is huge. It says delivering the lower cost on the most popular drugs. Patients purchasing directly through TrumpRx.gov will be able to see massive price reductions on 40 of the most popular and expensive branded medicines in the nation. Select examples include historic price reductions for Americans on the 2 drugs with the highest annual expenditures in the United States, which help adults struggling with diabetes, heart disease, like Ozempic and Wegovy only, obesity, and other conditions. The monthly prices of Ozempic and injectable Wegovy will fall from $1,028 and $1,349 respectively to an average price of $350 and as low as $199 depending on dosage strength. The monthly price of the Wegovy pill will fall from $1,349 to as low as $149 depending on dosage strength. The monthly price of Zepbound will fall from $1,088 to an average price of $346 and as low as $299 depending on dosage strength. Massive savings on some of the most commonly used fertility medicines in the country will help families grow. Many patients struggling with infertility pay for their medicines out of pocket, meaning they will stand to save more than $2,000 per cycle of fertility drugs on average. Prices of some of these drugs, the Gonal F, I don't know any of these drugs, but this is low as $168. The price of Cetratide, another commonly used, will go from $316 to $22.50. The price of Orvidrel will fall from $251 to $84. Other ones, discounts on high-cost drugs, including inhalers used to treat chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, will be discounted from $458 to $51. And funny story about that, because I got a buddy who's got COPD. He's a big Trump hater. Can't stand Trump. And I hit him up, and I'm like, hey, by the way, the price of your medicine's going down thanks to the Orange Man on your inhalers. He's like, well, good. He's like, hey, no, his response was cool. I said, you're not happy about that? He's like, yeah, thanks, Donnie. He's like, but how does it feel to have your tax dollars paying for somebody else's medicine? I said, hey, buddy, my taxpayer dollars ain't paying for it. There's a deal cut. This is what it's costing from the manufacturer. You're just cutting out the middleman. He's like, oh, okay, well, good. And it goes on and on. Other inhalers, insulin, Lispro be available for as low as $25 a month. Duovi, a medication used to treat hot flashes and osteoporosis, will see its price go from $202 to $30. Anyway, the list goes on. In case any of y'all use those medications, that is very good news for everybody. Everybody. How about that? Let me go to the phones, 205-545-9950. I got Kevin on the line. Kevin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I was just going to say, you used to hear people bragging all the time about moving to another country where the health care was like universal or almost free. And now when I hear those same people, when the price shifts have changed, and now all these other countries are not getting pennies on the dollar. They're having to pay the subsidies so Americans can get the better deal. I just can't wait to hear that. Ellen just moved back to the United States after she just wanted to move away, so this ought to be pretty funny when all these people moved away for this, that, the other, then they have to come moving back, and, well, it is better here.
Well, that's what's funny is
All
my
right.
buddy, he actually responded with, I said, well, the prices are going to go up. Or he said something about other countries don't care because they all have socialized medicine. I said, well, that ain't going to be the case because when it comes to their drugs and their prescriptions, those prices are about to go up dramatically. And they're going to get a taste of what we've been dealing with for our entire life.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Mangione makes remarks apparently at his trial. He says it's the same trial twice. 1 + 1 is 2. What is the backstory on that? Have you heard anything about that?
What is it?
Is Mangione in court? Luigi Mangione in court today?
Man, I haven't heard.
I guess they're talking about double jeopardy. He says it's the same trial twice. 1 + 1 is 2. Double jeopardy by any common sense. Those are his remarks. Are they trying to?
Well, has he been to trial yet? He hadn't, right?
A state murder trial is set for June. Maybe this is just a statement he put out from prison. He's speaking out against his back-to-back trials.
Oh,
So are
federal and state, I guess.
Yes. And so,
As long as it's different charges, then he has no complaint, right? He can't.
well, yeah, in one of them, I don't know if it was the federal or the state. I guess it was federal. They dropped the weapons in the murder charge.
So you can't, it's life in prison and not execution, I guess.
Yeah, that would probably be the difference. But I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it that much. But
No, I don't understand why he thinks it's double jeopardy, but I don't understand why he thinks he should kill somebody either. So he's a little out there.
He didn't really have a good head on his shoulders, I don't think. Robert, what's up, bud?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, I heard the guy talking about giving money to Israel. I just wanted to point out something. I'm not Jewish, but they wind up testing our weapons over there. And we find out if there's any bugs in them from them. Plus, it's an aircraft carrier in the Middle East that doesn't sink. And their intelligence agencies give us intel about terrorist attacks and different things. I don't hear anybody complaining about all the money we give to all these other countries. It's only Israel. Why is that? Doesn't make sense.
Well, I think a big part of it is, and I agree with you, it's not, the relationship with Israel is certainly not all bad, but I think where people's suspicions come up is because it's the one thing in Congress that just seems to be bipartisan and that people feel like they can't question it. But also at the same time, most of those people feel the same way about other countries getting money. I mean, I'm kind of on that boat too. I don't think we should be sending tons of money to other countries. There are some instances where it is in our vested interest to, do this with this country or that with that country, but what we've watched over the past several years with money flowing to other countries, take Ukraine for example, it's just been absolute nonsense and chaos as people sit here and watch their money, float out across the ocean and go to God knows what.
I mean, I agree, but there's been, multiplied times more money going to that boondoggle than there is to Israel. But I don't really hear people complaining about that much. And other countries that we just throw money away at least we get something out of Israel. And I just wanted to point that out because thing that they're all bad and the government's bad and all this kind of stuff. Well, it's not a perfect government. Neither is ours. But I personally, unless there's a direct conflict somewhere, don't see the problem with supporting America and Israel. My family's been here for hundreds of years, and my father was in World War II. And I just don't quite get why people are criticizing Israel directly so much and leaving all these others off. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
All right, thank you, Robert. Get into the maybe people are only criticizing ramped up over time. There are things that have happened. The government of the citizens of Israel, but that as our government is. I mean, our government's very corrupt, and I don't think Israel is any different. Where this exacerbates itself is when people do start criticizing Israel and they're told that they can't. That's what has ultimately snowballed it. When they're told you can criticize, you know, the British, you can criticize Macron, you can criticize Angela Merkel or whoever, you can criticize Zelensky, you can criticize all these people, but you can't criticize that one over there. That then causes people to be like, and why is that? Why can't I criticize that government? And even whether it's that topic or any other topic, most people are going to say to themselves, why can't I criticize that one? Why can't I criticize all these, but I can't criticize that one? And there's, a plethora of reasons, some of them legitimate, some of them not so legitimate as to what they criticize the Israeli government for, going all the way back from, what they're doing in Gaza, where people feel like innocent people are being killed, all the way back to 9/11. Like people have a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different theories on what Israel has or hasn't done. And so you ultimately, it's the same way. Okay, well, let's take 9/11, for instance. All right, I'm not going to get into Israel and 9/11, but you look at the people today that still criticize the government of Qatar and Saudi Arabia for their role in 9/11, right? And they still bring that up today. When it came to the golf stuff, the PGA and the Live Golf organization, and all of these people lost their minds because they're like, you're sending golf over to Saudi Arabia, and they were involved in 9/11. Just people have their things where they want to criticize the government for X, Y, and Z. But back to the original point, if you in fact tell somebody they can't criticize something, that is likely going to make them criticize it more. And the next thing you know, that person is likely to make that their entire identity. And I think that's really what you've seen a lot as of late, is that people have been so put off by that idea, by the idea you can't criticize, that they do. And I don't necessarily think it's a good look to make it your entire identity if you're doing something like we do. But they do that. They make it their entire identity, and they say, I'm going to get to the bottom of why it is I can't criticize this government. So anyway, that's the way I see it. So I got to take a break, don't I? Let me go ahead and take a break. I'll get more of your calls on the other side. 205-545-9950, the line, Talk 99.5. Bam, down. All right. Let's keep it rolling. 205-545-9950. 545-9950. Tony's up next. Tony, what's happening?
Oh, the usual driving everywhere. So, but what I'm calling about, Andrew, that in the Bible, basically it says all the things about the Jewish people, not necessarily Israel, but or Israelites from back there. But any country that ever persecuted, or the Romans, Germany, all that, they perished themselves. They totally crushed their own countries and governments because they didn't support the Jewish people or they just tried to persecute them. That's Jesus' people. That's why. And in God's eyes, you don't persecute my people. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different opinion on what God means, or what the Bible means about my people and the references to the Jewish people or Israelites and everything else. And I think a lot of people just have differing opinions on that. And I've watched many of them because I've been fascinated by the topic itself, because a lot of us have grown up in church being told that this is God's chosen people, and it's almost framed in a way of the people that live within the Israeli borders. That's God's chosen people, and you don't question or say anything bad about them. You always support them, no matter what. And I believed that most of my life, but the more I've looked into it, I think there's more of a. There goes Tony. I think there's more of a broader context to what it means in the Bible as to, my chosen people. And again, I'm not a biblical scholar. I've just watched a bunch of different videos and heard a bunch of different translations of what that exactly means. And the one thing I've come to that I think makes the most sense is that at some point in the Bible, through Abraham and everything else, that it shows God's chosen people as the believers, is those that believe in him, that follow him, that look at Jesus as their Lord and Savior, and that umbrella is over everyone. And it's why in Christianity that you view people that way, and you always want to bring people in under that umbrella and everything else. But again, a lot of different translations, a lot of different religions out there. Not every that's a story that's as old as time, as far as people disagreeing on, what the Bible is saying, or whether it's the Bible or the Quran and this, that, and the other. One thing I do find interesting on that front, though, is that if you look at the different books, such as just to Quran and the Bible and others, a lot of them where they split at certain points in the book, a lot of them have the same characters, if you will, in the book. The Talmud, the Bible, there's like, for instance, in the Quran, Jesus is in the Quran, but they don't believe that he is Lord and Savior. They believe he was just a prophet that just happened to be like all other prophets, and that he really didn't even get crucified. It was somebody else, and they got him mistaken or something like that. And then in the Jewish religion, some of them viewed Jesus as just kind of a swindler that bamboozled people into thinking that he was really Jesus. And so, when those are put together, like, everybody went a bunch of different ways. And even today, a lot of people are going to have a lot of different opinions on those particular topics.